Okay, today's job, should we choose to accept it, is to take some more chicken breast or meat and turn it into a type of peat in quotes. Yeah, these are okay, but they're a bit hydratant here. They're sucking a bit too much moisture compared to the originals there. So, as I said before, I think only one part of the cornstarch and 2 parts of potato starch so far. That seems to be settling in, and the yarn does seem to be making an effect in the greening of the colour. That one's struggling still. But I said today, it's going into dormancy apparently. I don't think it's dying, because that one's also collapsing as well. So I think they're both going into dormancy. Anyway, so today's goal, should we choose to accept, I think the roots have gone into the thing, is to extend that one. See, that was a little bit of meat added to our poly and sand, and today we want to instead of having a sand, because we've worked out the sand is probably quite salty, and it takes a while for the salt to come out of the sand and to go to this nice white Albion colour, where it loses its salinity and it's also lost some of its iron contents, I think. And then the plants seem to start growing a little bit better, and they even grow, as I said, some of these plants are still growing now, even though we've gone many times below the magic 8 degrees sort of thing. So, and these leaves got this lovely green colour. They seem to show no signs of deficiency, and they grow. You know, the size of the plant compared to the amount of soil they're growing in is pretty amazing. So maybe there is a clandestine something there. So today's idea is to basically get 50-50 chicken breast and egg yolk, because we worked out in last season that the best combination for growing the organism was, what we worked out was cooked meat and raw egg for some reason. Maybe because the organism is in the raw egg, and somehow we've stopped the sulfidic reaction by actually cooking the meat. I don't know. Yeah, let's just wait a little while this adjust to the light in here, because it's a bit fluo, and I've got it on standard rather than low dynamic, so I don't know if it's going to be. So step one is to take the normal step. You're going to chop it into small bits like you do for your making a satay, and then we're going to cook it in the pan here once we've chopped it all up, and so we're going to start chopping it like we normally do, into pieces, into nice little square pieces, and then we're going to cook that in the pan, and then we're going to Mulinex it. So like we Mulinex the raw meat before, and put it into that one with the polystyrene and the sand. Now we're going to take our ratio with our polystyrene and perlite, because we're placing the sand with the perlite, because it's better than sand, because it's not salty in a way, as far as we know. Well, so you were right about the salt angle, fellas, but I don't think you realised that your sand was really that salty. So yeah, so I'm just chopping it into manageable size pieces that it can be quickly cooked up, but also fit in and be Mulinexed. So they'll be cooked meat pieces, and then they'll be Mulinexed. So that's the idea anyway. And of course then, and we're going to try and add like 50-50, because one egg is about 25 mils, we found out in the past from other experiments. Basically last season, this season, as long as we crossed over the summer in from the from the dry into the wet sort of thing. Because as I said, last season we basically learned that, well, the only thing we really learned is you can they stabilise so easily in polystyrene and perlite, and you can actually have more polystyrene than perlite, which seems a bit crazy. Yeah, 7 parts of polystyrene, fine polystyrene to only 5 parts of perlite sort of thing. It can be intermediate sized perlite, or it can be fine. I'm tending to like the fine now, especially when I mix it with the fine polystyrene. So yeah, which is quite amazing. Plants stabilise so easily, even on the hottest days. We discovered. Yeah, so you can take them out, shop bought on the hottest days. Something that was almost unthinkable I hadn't heard about before. So, but that's because the polystyrene, of course, is as long as it's wet and damp, it's giving off reductive flammable gas, of course, keeping a nice reductive environment and allowing the organism to grow in the perlite. So the perlite's a bit like little cubby houses for the organism in the way, but of course it needs it needs to be initiated, which is probably the organism is in with the egg, and needs a food source. But there also seems to be something else there. As I said, you get that much growth out of sand and salty sand and polystyrene with so little amount of raw meat put in there. And did you notice it took a long time to get going? Once it got going, and as I showed the other day, now that it's got going, you can notice that the sand's gone to the Albion colour. So it's lost its salt. In other words, if we make the assumption that when it loses its colour, it's lost its salt, because the iron is also taken out as ferric chloride, of course, the 3+ chloride, which is very soluble, of course. So, and you really can't go out as the 3+ chloride if you haven't got chloride there in the first place. So, you know. Yeah, very almost counter-logical, counterintuitive. How much time have we got? 25 seconds, so just enough time to watch me put it into the pan, and the next clip will be myself cooking this up. They are a bit chunky because normally I'll cut these into very fine pieces for a satay, but of course we're going to Moulinex it with the Moulinex over there, so you know. Anyway, we'll get this on. Okay, next clip, I suppose.